Enough with the nice stuff. Let's get back to learning Torah, okay?
But Elias, look at the picture I just sent on the WhatsApp.
No, Simcha we went to. That was in Lakewood.
So we're doing a suga yesterday. We had a water, and it was a chatzar, 2 chatzeros. They didn't make an erev. Problem. How can you take from the pit? You can take water from one side, water on the other side. We had different shittas putting mechitzas in the pit. Does that have to be all the way down? Can it reach the water? Could be on the top. Rabbi Huda shita, even across the top, even if it doesn't go into the pit, it would do the job. And that's I think that's basically where we left off. We said he wanted to say it was like we're going to say today is like Chananya ben Akavia again. So like Rabbi Yehuda, if you have the pit and you have the board across the pit, the board is considered, it goes down. We'll say good achis, and that seems to be good. Rabbi Chananya ben Akasha says something very interesting. That says the Gemara, Amar, we're on Nun Pei. Oh, excuse me. We're on Pei Vav Amid Beis. 4 lines to the bottom. Amar Rabbi Yehuda bar Chananya. Amar Rabba Kama. Rabbi Yehuda Rav Chananya ben Akavia Amru Davar Echad. Rabbi Yehuda Hodam Maron. Why do we say that if you put a mechitza on top, it's toluya, it's going to go down, and Rav Chananya ben. Now what's Rav Chananya? Rav Chananya, guys, is cutouts. If you guys are good at cutouts, this is a very interesting shita. Chananya says you don't even have to go ahead and make a mechitza toluya of 10 by 4 by water. If you have a board that is 4 tfachim by 4 tfachim, guys, so take a look. 4 tfachim, 4 amis, guys, excuse me, 4 amis. There are 6 tfachim to an amma. So 6 times 4 is 24. In 4 amis, there are 24 tfachim. So therefore, it would be very geschmack. I go ahead. This is 24 across. I'm going to have 10 over here, 10 over here, 10 over here, 10 over here, 4 in the middle. So 24 this way, 24 that way. That's 4 amis by 4 amis. I can go ahead, just make a hole in the middle by the 4th fucking part, and I'll view it. Ta-da! Right? You can go ahead and fold. You see, guys, what you did? You folded this part in, this part in, this part in, this part in, and these parts are extraneous. We don't need them. So Chananya says a chiddush. You can not only have a virtual wall, you don't even have to go a hack and clap and saw the wall automatically. You got a wall. There you go. Take a board, 4 amis by 4 amis, drill a hole in the middle of 4 tefachim, and shine. You're good to go. You're good to go. And put that board above the water. We'll say good achis, and therefore Rabbi Yehuda and Rav Chananya say the same thing. We'll say good achis. You saw the way it worked? There are people who are challenged in this area. Those people who are challenged in this area, I can do nothing for you. In other words, I can repeat it 10 times. It's not going to make a difference. You ever see these pictures and they say, "What do you see?" And like you see that it looks like a cat and there's really an old lady in there. They always have these little pictures. I can never find that picture. You could tell it to me 100 times. I'm not going to find the picture, right? So this thing, you either get it or you don't get it. But I'll repeat it one more time. Yeah, watch. Look at my fingers. If I can make from my hand, I can possibly make something that is 10 tefachim down, 10 tefachim down on 4 sides, and 4 in the middle. I do it. I take this finger, I put it down over here, right? It started off over here, I put it down over here. Then I take this finger and I put it down over there. Then I take it down, put it down over here. And then I end up, in the middle, I end up with an area of 4 tefachim. I don't have to go ahead and move my fingers. Automatically, I just go ahead and make that hole in the middle, put it over it, and it's good. That's it. That's all you have to do. So minimum amount of work. Good? Says the Gemara. Very good. So now we have Hananya and Rabbi Yehuda saying the same thing. And now that you understand that, of course, the Gemara is going to tell you, not so fast, Slodowski. Says the Gemara. Gustara. Sheyesh ba arba amis al arba amis. 4 amis by 4 amis. You got not arba shimon gans, but arba. Arba amis by arba amis, you have 4. Amid Aleph Choykik Bo Dalid Al Dalid. You go ahead and Choykik, like Choykik Lahashlim. Remember, we had the wall, Kontra Meya. You're going to put the mezuzah. You're going to go ahead and hollow out the wall. It's an arch. You hollow it out. So you go ahead, Bichakak 4x4 tfachim, and fill without going ahead and mamish making the mechitza. So we see that what he's making. I kind of like Yehuda Hasam Ella Dama good achis mechitzta. He says good achis. One step, guys. I have a pit. I have a board across the pit. I will view the board as if it goes down and it's a barrier in the water. I will say one move. Aval koif, to first A, view the board as bent over, and B, then say the good lie. In this scenario that we drew over here, it's a two-step process, guys. One, you're going to have to view it as bent in, and two, I'm going to have to view it as connected to the water. Maybe over there you don't say two steps according to Rabbi Yehuda. So Rabbi Yehuda does not hold like Hananya, and and the other way around. And Rabbi Hananya, I'd kind of like Rabbi Hananya Hasam El Biyamasha Tiveria. Maybe a Hananya, he probably lived there. What we call the Yam of Tiveria, we call it the Kinneret. We call it the Kinneret. Maybe by the Kinneret, since there are tremendous coolers over there, what's the reason, guys, you can't carry in a carmelis? Because you may come to carry a shusarabim, right? So water has a din of a carmelis. Therefore, I can't carry in water to Rosh Hashanah because it's a carmelis and I might come to carry Rosh Hashanah. But let's say the carmelis is Nishkan carmelis. It's water, but it's not like your normal water. Why? A, you got banks over here. B, you got little cities over here. C, you got karfifas over there. So therefore, since it's not similar to Rosh Hashanah, therefore Hananya allowed the heter of choykik lahashlim. But in a regular body of water, maybe not. So maybe he would hold like Rabbi Yehuda that you'd say it. So you're not locked into saying that Hananya and Rabbi Yehuda hold the same thing. Guys, here the head. It's a kishmaka pshat. Again, the whole purpose, the whole issue of a carmelis is you may come to go ahead and carry in Rosh Hashanah. Let's say the carmelis has distinct features that are not present in Rosh Hashanah, such as ayaros, ognayim, and karfifos. Then what? So therefore, you're not locked in saying the same thing. Okay, since we all are very good at this cut and paste, we'll give you a few more examples of it, okay? So the Gemara wants to say that according to Hananya, you don't even need sometimes 4 amas by 4 amas. It could even be a lot less. Let's take a look-see. I'm going to give you the 3 cases now. Let's say you have a board that's within 3 tefachim from the wall. Good. So over here, you're going to need the length of 10, because you're going to have to go down. This has to go down to be 10. In other words, it's the length of this board is going to be 10, because we're going to fold these down. So since we're going to fold these down, we need this to be 10. The third wall is going to be this wall, and the fourth wall is going to be over here. Good. Now this fourth wall, guys, doesn't have to be 10, because A, it's within Lavud. So I just have to say Lavid, 1 in a mashahu. Lavid, 1 in a mashahu of this board over here cut out is going to give me my 10. So usually you needed a square because I needed 10 on all 4 sides. Here, I only need 10 on what? On 3 sides. This side will be 10. This side will be 10. This side will be 10, but as a combination of this. Let me show you what it looks like when it's finished. And now you'll get it. Right? There you go. You folded it down. Here's your 10 on this side, 10 on this side, and this you only needed. Look, you only needed Here's your 10 here, but you only needed over here. You needed 10. You needed this. Excuse me. This is 10. This is going to be like, because it's closer to the wall, a mashahu. That's scenario number 2. Scenario number 3, which I just skipped. Let's say it's up against the wall. It's up against the wall like this, right? So I just have to fold flap in and this flap in. So this has to be 10 because it's going to be a full wall. But let's see what the virtual side is. It's going to end up looking like this. So over here, you're not going to need the 4 because you have over here. If it's in a corner over here, again, he does the math for you. Bottom line is you're not going to need 4 amas by 4 amas. So the Gemara asks, so where do you need 4 amas by 4 amas? Only if it's like in the middle like this. Then there's nothing, no wall around it. You'll need 10, 10, 10, 10, or 24, 24. So let's see it inside. I'm going to buy it. 2 lines where it gets wide. I'm going to buy it. Uledivrei Rabbi Chananya ben Avya, if it's next to the wall, B'pachas migimel tefachim, less than gimel tefachim, tzarich sheyarucha dal ramis v'roichba echad acharasu mashu. Then you only need 11 and a little bit. You're gonna have the three of the less than 3 of lavud plus the 1 and a little bit to make a total of 4. If it's standing up straight, this is the second scenario. If it's standing up straight, you just need what? Just need that it should be 10 tefachim v'roich by vav, and you only need it to be, instead of 10 wide, you only need 6 wide tefachim u'shnei mashu and 2 mashuyin. I'm Rav Huna Brei Yeshua. I made this in the corner. Sarach she'igoy v'yut tefachim v'roich by base tefachim u'shnei mashuyin. Okay, says the Gemara. That's the case. So the Tanya. So the Gemara, David ki asi. So you make it like a mortar, which is that case in the middle that we just saw. Okay, let's see the next case. Now, the next Mishnah. You have an Amis Hamayim going through. Now, an Amis Hamayim is a Carmelis. So I'm in Rishus HaYachid. I won't be able to take the water from here into my house because I'm going from a Rishus HaRabim to a Rishus HaYachid to a Carmelis. If I didn't have any walls, it would be Asr. If I have one wall, it'd still be Asr because it's connected to a Carmelis. If I want to have this wall, it will be Asr because I'm connected to a Carmelis. By putting 2 walls up, I'm saying that this is beginning and this is end. So it's not a Carmelis then. This is its beginning, this is its end. Says the Mishnah.
Rabbi, how deep is that canal?
We'll see in a second. Amis hamayim she'overes b'chatzer. Ein memalin imenu b'Shabbos. Why? Because he'll be going from a Rishus HaYachid to a Carmelis. Elam kein aslan b'chitza gavoy yutfachim b'chnitza uvad ubiyitzia. Going in and going out, you're making what? In other words, according to the first shot, guys, you're gonna have to put a mechitza in the pit. You're gonna have, according to Rabbi Yehuda, this is Rabbi Yehuda L'Shitasai, right? That we meant the last Mishnah. We say mechitza tluya. We're gonna say gerachas, guys. We're gonna go put this up. We're gonna say gerachas. According to the Tanakama, you're gonna have to put. You see the aleph? He's stuck a mechitza here, all in the water. Mamish needed in the water, yeah. But according to him, it's enough to do this and this, and we're going to say good achas mechitza. I'm going to review the Ma'aser Ba'amashel Evel. There was a town of a canal that was in Evel. Showing mamalim mimenu al piece of Canaan b'Shabbos. The reason over there because it wasn't a Carmelis. It was missing the share of a Carmelis. That's why it was missing the share of a Carmelis, and therefore, okay. So this is the first pshat in the Mishnah. You need a mechitza in the Mishnah, right? This is the first pshat. Okay, and this is a picture we'll get to in a second. Let's see the story. Tanrabanan, asulay bechnisa, you made a barrier in the beginning. V'layasul b'liyitzia, you didn't make in the end. Or vice versa. Asulay b'yitzia, v'layasul b'mechitza, eimim alim himenu b'Shabbos. It still has the same carmelis. Elkein asulay mechitza yitfachim b'yitzia ubechnisa. If you doim at kaisel shal gaba, teidan misham mechitza. The kaisel that's on top should be judged as a mechitza, and we'll say gerachis. You don't need anything mamish in the canal. I'm going to view the Maisa ba'amas hamayim shoysa ba me'evel et sipure ba'hayim malin imenu b'Shabbos a piece of cane and mamalay mishamayim fnei shleihoysa amuku yitfachim. Okay, so Yehuda asked, how deep is that? So they told him that the carmelis had to be right. The carmelis has to be 4 tefachim and less than 10. If it's 10 and 4, it's Rosh Hashanah. So they told him over here, the reason why they were able to draw, it was not Amuka Yutfachim V'Reich V'Dalet. In other words, it didn't have the share of a carmelis. Tanya Yidach Amas Hamayim Averes Ben Chaloinois. Okay, now, another brisa. So the reason the raya that Rabbi Yehuda brought wasn't a raya, because it wasn't a carmelis, therefore you can go ahead and take from there. The next scenario is you have Chaloinois. You have a Chatzar or a Mavoi over here. You have an Amas Hamayim going through over here. It's like Vienna shtickle, right? And you're throwing out from the window, you want to draw water. So why could you do this? You're going from a carmelis to a window. Guys, this is important, because the rest of the daf is going to be this. You're going from a carmelis to a window. Be noticed, guys, this bank over here, that's very important. Got it? Good. Notice the bank. So right now, the havmin of the Gemara is you're going directly from the water into the window. And we have a problem with that because you're going from a carmelis to a rishus hayachid. Good. Continues the Gemara. Tan yidach another brisa. Amas hamayim. You had a canal of water. Oiveris bein hachaloinos. Pachos mi gimel. If it's less than 3, which is less than 3? Mishal shel deli. You can lower a bucket. Umimale. Gimel. If it's 3, then ain mishal shel deli. Umimale. You cannot do it. Pachos mi dalid. Less than 4, mishal shel deli, umemale. Dalid ein mishal shel deli umemale. Now, b'maya skin, what are you talking about? Ilema ba'amas hamayim gufa. If you're telling me the 3 and the 4 is speaking about the depth of the canal, ve'lahodachi aser avdimi. Amar Rabbi Yochanan. Ein carmelis b'chusami dalid. There's the carmelis that's not less than 3. Le'mekitanoi, because we have one that says that is 3. We have one Tana saying 3, one Tana saying 4. So you want to say Rav Dimi that it's not less than 3. Guess what? You're machlokes tanoim. So therefore, l'shmaitza. Ella, it's not going, guys, on the carmelis. It's going on be'agapeha. It's going on that bank that I showed you. It's going on the bank that I showed you to be that was important. That aleph in the bank in the fixture. Ula hachlef. Okay, so now we've had this picture forever. Heshi found it for us that day. Our famous picture, right? Our famous guys, the guy who sits over here. Where's the guy? You see him there? Where is he?
Down a little bit, yeah.
Huh?
No, the other
What
page.
page, Blaze?
The
What
other
page?
page.
You got it?
Yeah, there it is. Yeah,
That's it, right?
yeah, that's
So
it.
remember, that's the Malcolm Patur, guys.
Correct.
He's sitting. It's page 17. He's sitting. Benji, you know this picture by heart. The guy, you have Mishus Arabim, Mishus Ayachim, Mishus Arabim, and in the middle you have what we call a Malcolm Patur. It's less than 4. It's less than 4, and he's sitting on it. We said he could, and we're not worried he's going to go from Mishus Ayachim to Mishus Arabim. And we're not worried that it's going to go from Rishus Ram to Rishus Hayachid. That was called the Malkim Patur. So l'chayra, fellas, this case over here is the Malkim Patur, right? Here, Carmelis, Rishus Hayachid, Malkim Patur. Yes, that's how we're going to view it. That's how we're going to view it. So let's see how this impacts upon our famous Malkim Patur picture. Says the Gemara, Ve'elaha. Tichyasar of Dimya of Yochanan, Ein karmelis tchusim idalid lemi ketanoi or shmaitze ela bagapeha. It's speaking. It's going right on its banks. Ulahachlif. And whether you're going to worry that the person will go ahead and go from the Carmelis to just back and forth. So now, so what do you mean it's going to agapeha? So what exactly is the case? According to the Tanakama, if it's more than 3, you won't be able to use it. Less than 3, you will. According to Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel, as long as it's not more than 4, you will be able to use it. And we're using it as a Malkim Patur, correct? So you're not going directly from the Carmelis into the Rishus HaYachid. You're going from the Rishus HaYachid to the bank, the Malkim Patur, into the Carmelis. Yes? And Lahachlif, and whether you're permitted to switch, as opposed to Rav Dimi, where you're not permitted to switch, you have to go back. I can go from Rishus HaYachid to the Malkim Patur and back to Rishus HaYachid. I can go from Rishus HaRabim to the Malkim Patur and back to Rishus HaRabim. But I can't go from Rishus HaRabim to the Malkim Patur to Rishus HaYachid, or from Rishus HaYachid to the Malkim Patur to Rishus HaRabim. But over here, I'm allowing you to go from the Rishus HaYachid to the Malkim Patur, the bank, to the Carmelis, correct? What's the difference? That's what we want to know. So it says the Gemara, you don't have 4 tefachim by 4 tefachim. Picture page 17. So why over here, guys? The L'chayr is apparently the exact same case. View the window as the Rishus HaYachid, view the Ames Hamayim as the Rishus HaRabim, in this case the Carmelis, and view the bank as that little fence the guy's sitting down. And there we're not worried, and we say okay, but you're not allowed to do it. And here we're saying no, you could do it. What's the difference? And for the Gemara, Hasam Rishuyas Daraisa. There it's Rishus HaYachid, Rishus HaRabim. It's Haitzah Daraisa. Hacha Rishus D'Rabbanan. Here it's Rishus D'Rabbanan. The Carmelis is the Rabbanan. The Carmelis is the Rabbanan. Rishus HaYachid. It's only Yisud D'Rabbanan. Therefore, you could do it. Fred the Gemara, you're telling me by Yisud D'Rabbanan, you're able to go ahead and be machlif. Rabbi Yochanan Rishuyas D'Rabbanan Nami Amar. Rabbi Yochanan says it's din by what? By Rishus HaYachid, by the Rabbanan. Where is that? We had this before. Koisul shebein beis chatzeiros. You got 2 chatzeiros. You got a wall in between. Givoy tfachim. If it's 10 tfachim high, v'roichiv arba'a, and it's 4 tfachim wide, meaning it's its own rishus. What do we call it? 10 by 4. 10 by 4. Rishus HaYachid. Ma'arvin shnayim ve'ein ma'arvin echad. Since you have a barrier, they don't have the option of a communal erev. They have to go ahead and be separate. We had this before. And since it's its own rishus, if there's peiros on top of the wall, elu oilim mikan va'oichlin, you can eat it on top of the wall. Ve'elu oilim mikan va'oichlin, but you cannot go ahead and take it down. Why? Because then you'll be going from rishus hayachid, the top of the wall, because it's 10 by 4, to your chatzah, which is 10 by 4, and you can't go from one to the other. Nifritz hakoisel al eser amitz. If you have a breach in the wall up to 10 amis, ma'arvin shnayim ve'imratzu ma'arvin echad. That's called a pesach. What did we say? If you have a pesach between the 2 walls, you have the option of separate eruvin or communal eruv. Mifnei shehu ki pesach, pesach was like a pesach. Yosem mikan. However, if the pirza is more than 10 amis, the halacha switches. You can't even. You have to make a communal eruv. Why? Because you have a pirza. It's considered one chutzner. So ma'arvin echad ve'im ma'arvin shnayim. V'avina ba we asked. Aim by arba, let's say there's no 4 on top of the wall. What's the din? So Amarav, Avir Beishushuya shall let this boy. They both have rishus over there. V'layaz boy, Malay Nima. And there's anything on top of the wall that's less than 4, says Rav, you can't even move it an inch because both have rishus over there. You didn't make an erev, you are stuck. Rabbi Yochanan says, no. Elu Mailim Mikan V'oichlin, Ve'elu Mailim Mikan V'oichlin. You can bring the food up. You can bring it up there, guys. Why can you bring it up? It's not 4, it's not a separate rishus. Correct? Guys, what does he have to do? He goes up there and what does he do? He eats, correct? Can he go up there and switch it to the guy on the other side? Is this the Rabbanon? Who said this then? Rabbi Yochanan. So you got a problem. You just told me Rabbi Yochanan what? Said by the canal. That's which is a Carmelist. And it's just a Yochid. And it's the Rabbanon. You could be Machlif. Here you see it's the Rabbanon and you can't be Machlif. Boom, boom. Va'az the Rabbi Yochanan Tamei, the Chiyas Rav Dimi, Am Rabbi Yochanan, Makam Shein by Arba al Arba. What do we call that? Makam Pator, Mutal b'nei B'shus Rabim, b'nei B'shus Yochel Katei for love, U'bibad Shlo Yachlifu, provided they don't go ahead and switch. So now we got a stira. On one hand, we have Yochanan saying that you could switch. Why? You're taking your bucket, putting it in getting water and then sticking it into the Makam Patur, the bank, and bringing it in. And here he says you can't do it. And they're both the Rabbanan, so you can't give me the derais of the Keteretz of Rishus HaRab and Rishus HaYachid. And for the Gemara, he's the Iri Amra. That also to switch is of Ziri. Rabbi Yochanan allows the Rishus. This one that we just said, that 4x4, you can't switch, that's the Iri. That's not Rabbi Yochanan. Now it's the Iri you got a kasha, guys, right? It's the Iri. So what about the case of the Carmelists in the water? Well, the Ziri kasha, Haziri mukilo ba'amis hamayim gufa. Ziri won't say it's speaking about the case of Carmelists, Makam Patur, Rishus HaYachid. He's saying the din of Dalid and Gimel is in the Carmelist itself. In other words, in the canal itself, whether it's Gimel or Dalid, whether it's a Carmelist or not. But not what? Not in the bank. He's going to say it's not speaking about a bank at all. Okay, so right now we're holding very good. Everyone worked out, right? We said the Chiddush over here. Let's take a look at the picture. We said you have a canal going through, you can't take from it. Why? Because you're going from a canal to a Rishus HaYachid, to a Carmelist. Again, this is not an Eruvin Dikasugya, guys. This is a Shabbos Dikasugya. So one man the Yomi said you have to put a mechitza here. Rabbi Yehuda said you could put a mechitza over here. We wanted to say Yehuda whole like Hananya. We said no, we can make a chilukim. We said over here you could go from the Carmelist into Rishus HaYachid by the way of a Makam Patur. And like the man the Yomi who says that you can't, that was Ziri, it's speaking the Gimel of Dalet is going over here, whether you consider this a Carmelist or not. If you look at Rashi, let's see this Rashi by us on that last point by Ziri. Let's go through Ziri and Rashi. Ziri Kasha, go parallel to the Gemara where we're up to a few lines up. Ziri Kasha, Hadikani Leel, Pachas Mikimel Mishal Shel Dali, less than 3 you can lower, Umemale. Now, and he says, Yikiveleka me Ella Ba'agpeha, Ulahachlif, Alma Rishus Rabban Machlif in Derech Makam Patur. But the Ziri just said you can't go Derech Makam Patur because the wall. So Ziri Muki Pluk Tayu Rab Shimon Rabbanim, but Roichiv Amas Hamayim. What's the width of an Amas Hamayim Gufa? Yom Rabbanim the Bishloisha Mikra Carmelist. In order to be considered a Carmelist, it's 3, and let Reb Shimon Gamliel it would be 4. Guys, good? Any questions? Good? You help serve? Nice Gemara. We have time. We can chazer over 2 nights ago's daf if you want. Yankel says no. Okay. Anyway, let's finish up. Rav Dimi Tanoihi, and Rav Dimi is a machloikis tanoim, right? Rav Dimi, who said a Carmelist is not pachas than 4, is really totally in machloikis according to Zeiri, whether it's 3 or 4. Like the Tanakam, it's 3. Fegomar v'dahavi kichure Carmelist. This Amos should have a lacha of a chur of a Carmelist. Rashi says kichure Carmelist. Hi Amma afilu less beishir Carmelist. Litzar mishum churi Carmelist. Ki hechid amina mesech the Shabbos churi v'shus rabim k'shus rabim dami you have a wall that's in the Rishus Harabim, that's Rishus Harabim. If you have a hole in the walls of Rishus Harabim, so you're telling me that this thing that's less than 3 is not a caramelist, so less than 4 is not a caramelist. It should not be worse than the chure a caramelist. Therefore, let it be considered the chure of a caramelist, and which is asa. So the Gemara says, Abaya Barav and Rav Chanina Barav and Damit Shabayu ein chure in the caramelist. There's no din of a chure in the caramelist. That's only to Rishus Harabim. Vashiyam afilu tem yesh chure in the caramelist. Hani mili bismucha. It's when it's next to it, next to the caramelist. Hocha b'mfleges. Over here, it's farther down. Rashi says mfleges she'ein ba kishir el merachik. In other words, fellas, I think he showed it in the picture. Let me go back. Even if you're going to hold this is what is not a caramelist because it's too small, right? It's the chur of a caramelist, right? But look, this is all the way downhill. In other words, it's farther away from the source. So when you say chur, it's churi caramelist would be right next to it. But this is that's so far away, we wouldn't say churi caramelist. Okay. Ravina Amar Kigoin the Oveled Nafki Apum Vios Rabbanu Tamay Rav Shimon Gamliel Tamay. Says Rashi, he put Apuma Bechniso Biyitzia. He put a stop in the beginning and the end. Behiskla Mechitza Samach LaAgapeha B'Soichugneha, and the Mechitza was next to the Agapeha Mikan V'Leichibro Be'emtza Shahoyu Ma'im Nechnasim B'Yotzim. Let me see if there's a picture of this. Here you go. He went ahead and he made over here and he didn't connect it in the middle. So again, he put over here on this side and this side, and he did not connect in the middle. So let's finish Rashi now. So this is a totally different pshat. What's the pshat in the Gimel and the Dalet, right, fellas? Late Seiri, guys, we had two pshatim. One pshat we said the Gimel and Dalet was going on the bank, the Makom Patur. Another pshat was going on the width of the Carmelis, and then we had a problem with Churmei Carmelis. The third, this final pshat is it's going on the space between the two boards that he put in there. And it's the Shaila, we have Machloikas early in the Masechta, where the Lavud is Gimel or Dalet. So therefore, Gimel, Lavud, we'd say it's considered closed, and Dalet, we won't. But according to Shimon, even Dalet, we consider it closed. So that's what Rashi says. And as the Gemara concludes, Vaz Rabbanu Tamayu, that a Lavud is 3, Rav Shimon Gamliel Tamei, that Lavud is less than 4. Okay, the next Mishnah we just saw recently is Geshmak. You have a balcony that's above water. You can't go ahead because you're going from a Rishus HaYachid from a Carmelist to a Rishus HaYachid. Okay, Shimon, right? Whether you made the 10 above or below, it doesn't. As long as you have 10, even if it's above the water line, we said. Remember, we said this top bottom. And we went through the top, and there was a place on top where it was 4. Either way, that's considered mechitza tluya. We'll say gerachis, and you'll be able to pull it up. We said it's a cooler that they want made by just a chazriba. We said we don't say mechitza tluya by a churva. The whole heter of mechitza tluya is hikilu shekilu chacham b'mayim. Dafka with water. Do we say this unique? That mechitza tluya will consider it going down.
Rabbi Stern, I think it's possible that Lamal Matir is not the canal, but it's the balcony. No matter whether you make the mechitza above the balcony or below the balcony.
That's exactly what I said.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry then.
No, it's not a problem. That's exactly what I said. I mean, I can go back to the picture.
Page 173.
I just have to get through. I have to get to it. We're almost there. Here we are. Yeah. This is the mechitza that is below. This is the mechitza that's above. That's what that Rabbi Rosenzweig, that's what you meant?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So whether the mechitza is above or below, it would work. Okay? Whether the mechitza is above or below, it would work. That's what he meant. Okay. That's the picture we just saw, right? When they're offset by each other, they have to make an erev together. Okay, that was the whole sugya between Machlokes Rabbi and Shmuel, whether you have one's shilshul just lowering, the other one was zrika and shilshul. Mastisant like Chananya, because I'm Mish's mashma that you have to make the actual mechitza. We just saw Chananya at the beginning of Shir, guys. That what? It's enough to have the board 24 by 24. Just go ahead and cut out of dalad down in the middle, and fill up. So you don't have to go ahead and put the 10 down. So he could be the Tan of our Mishnah. He said it's had to only buy Tferya. What was unique about Tferya? They had the banks, the Yaros and cities, the Kafifos, and back lots. Therefore, it wasn't similar to the normal Carmelists that we'd have to worry that you may go ahead and mix it up with Rishus Harabim, right? So therefore, that's where he said it. But Einochinami, our Mishnah, which is speaking about Stam Sharmei Mois, Einochinami, Chanani would agree that you wouldn't have the heter of just having the board. You would have, in fact, carve it out. Okay, we can stop over here.
Sure, thank you.
Okay.
Shkaya.
Everyone have a great night.
Good night.
Good night. Mazel tov again.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Mazel tov.